Alright guys, here we go. It's the VIP Engineer Pack. As we all been calling them, the Ninja Turtle Pack. I mean, it's unique, but that's about it. Definitely got a little turtle factor going on there with all the tan and the green. But actually in game, that's why I wanted to get you guys what the in game actually looks like, because it's actually a more black. Even with the rifleman, he's got kind of a green tint in here, but it's just because of the coloring. The way they got the lighting going in here, it's kind of a blue lighting hitting up against that, and it gives it kind of this like a greenish tint, but it's really not. In game it looks a lot darker. That tan stands out a lot more too in the verses though, I've noticed, but the rest of it is more of a black, but it's definitely undeniably kind of got a Ninja Turtle look to it. And that backpack, man, that shit is just, I don't know. Looks wise, it's not too great. I mean, at least you'll stand out from everybody else that doesn't have it. You'll make them jealous. But definitely not really my preference. He looks like he's kind of got like a Polaroid strapped to his fucking head, and it's all zoomed out. Look at that thing. That's coming out a good, what, 7 inches? That's crazy. But what he lacks in looks, he makes up for in firepower. The VEC5 is easily one of the best assault rifles you can get besides the P90. So here we go. Get you guys the stats. Now the stats on the VEC5, pretty impressive. It does 67 damage, 12 range, 860 rate of fire, 31 aim accuracy, 19 hip accuracy, and then 30 clip size. Now if that clip size would have been a little bit bigger, that would have been nice. You know, maybe like 50 rounds, but then this thing would have just been too OP. I mean, at that point, you wouldn't even have needed the P90. So, we'll go into the hideout now and I'll show you what this bad boy can do. So I took everything off, but what I usually like to run with, I like to do the SMG suppressor and then the SMG dry pod. And if I'm doing long-range fights, I'll go with the ultra-rare SMG. And if for short and mid, I'll flip over to the red dot. But we'll start with the red dot just to give you guys an idea. We'll flip over because I don't know if some of you have that SMG tripod yet. So we'll just use the SMG grip to start off with and the SMG suppressing. Get some targets up. Alright, now first thing you're going to notice, hardly any movement. Now the rate of fire on this thing is actually 30 rounds a minute faster than the A3. So it fires faster than the A3, more accurate than the A3, does more damage than the A3. Now, as far as competing with the MT19, it does 7 more points of damage than the MT19 does. I forgot I'm not rifleman, so yeah, just busting out shots. But as far as competing with the MT19, I mean, it's basically right there with it. And the fact that it can have a front grip on it just makes you want it even more than the MT19, because it actually is going to make the gun more stable and will be more manageable than the MT19 ever could be, because that front grip on there is really not doing anything. I mean, if you see the base stats on the MT19, that's the reason it starts off so accurate, because it already has that front grip. But I've noticed with the SMG and the SMG Gripod grips, they seem to make a hell of a lot more difference. With the Gripod, you see how I'm saying? See how much more accurate it seems just compared to the SMG grip? See how it kicks up a lot more with that? This is meant more for fine aiming and sidestepping, like I was saying with the rifleman. Your fine aim will be a lot closer patterns when you hit the target when you sidestep with this thing, using the SMG grip than the Gripod. The Gripod, I've noticed the patterns, the bullet patterns are a lot more sparse. Look at that. When you sidestep. So if you're going to go for the fine aim, which I know Bang's not, because this is for you, Bang. This video is mainly for you. If you want that real sticky type feel, where you just getting straight down the sights and lighting people up maybe from a distance, I would recommend going SMG Gripod and ultra rare SMG scope. Check this shit out. It's the final scope you can get. It's the most rarest scope. You throw that on with the Gripod, dude, and you're basically a rifleman. Like, check this out. Look at this. It's got a 3 times zoom on it, so it puts you at the range of a rifleman. And with the accuracy of this gun, I mean, I can literally go full auto. And watch, I'll get back here and go full auto with it. Sexy, right? I'll hit the targets back there, no problem. So you want to compete with riflemen, this is your loadout you want. That setup right there. SMG suppressor, SMG gripe pod, ultra rare SMG scope. You don't have it, you better get it. It's lethal. And I'm just fucking around. Now, close range, I'll start off with the SMG grip. Let me get some more ammo. And I'll show you guys this thing on the move. Which they really needed more targets all throughout here. Kind of lame. As you can see, the blind fire, pretty on point. If you can watch the muzzle flash, it starts in the center and kicks up a bit. So definitely aim for center mass, and it's going to kick up into like the head and throat area. First shots hit center mass, the rest just kind of kick up. It goes up. If you can actually see, it's kind of hard to see it with this gun. Most of them you can see the muzzle flash. Maybe if I take this off, it'll be able to see it a lot more. But it's definitely a beast, close quarters, just like all SMGs are. I mean, you get in close, this thing is just going to wreck. As you can see, I mean, it's pretty on point, even with just with the blind fire. This thing is scary accurate, as well as just having that nasty rate of fire. The only thing I can say bad about the rate of fire is if you miss, it's going to be just like the MT19 or the Uzi. You miss, you're most likely going to die. There's not much room for mistake when you're spitting rounds out that fast. We can compare the stats to the MT19, as you can see. MT19, 6 less damage, 2 less range, and everything else is pretty much the same clip size, hip aim accuracy, except the MT's got higher hip and higher rate of fire, but the VEC does do 7 points more damage. And you add on the attachments that I showed you, and this thing just becomes a beast. I mean, look at it long range. I haven't seen any SMG that accurate long range looking through a scope with a 3-time zoom and hitting targets like that since the P90 like that. The P90 is really the only other gun that I would carry other than this VEC5. I mean, I just spent $40,000 on this Uzi, and it's pretty much made it obsolete now. And that's the stats compared to the Uzi, which the Uzi is pretty much the same thing as the MT19, except it's got a higher rate of fire by 50 over the MT19. It's like its little brother. I'll let you get a little more time in seeing this thing in action, bang. Now the gripe pod, as usual, is going to make it, you know, a lot more accurate from laying down, and that's with any scope at this point. It says I'm hitting that little bar right there. See, this is why I like riflemen. But again, this is with the long range scope. I'll show you the other scopes just for the hell of it. This is the advanced. Works pretty nice with that too. Advanced I don't think has as long a range zoom. Yeah, it's a ×2. Whereas the ultra rare is a ×3. So this would probably be your best for mid range right here. And for long range, I would definitely say go with the ultra rare. Basic is just a piece of shit. I don't bother with it. Now see how I hit that target and didn't fall over? I almost wonder if these targets actually factor in damage. Like it doesn't fall over until it was basically enough damage to cause a kill. Because then it would give us a better idea of how many shots to the body it takes to actually drop someone with one of these weapons. But that was for you, Bang. That was the engineer. I'll do the Juggernaut next, the medic, which is starting to become one of my more favorite classes.